Today, we're going to be looking at Magic the Gathering cards that are going to mess with their mana. But we're just messing with them, all right? We're just having fun. We're not going to destroy anything here. So if you're afraid of land destruction, you're not going to find it. Starting with Imprisoned in the Moon, the Lore of Emrakul. A 3-mana aura. Enchant creature, land, or planeswalker. And so you can hit the mana. You can also hit their creatures. Enchanted permanent is a colorless land. With tap, add colorless and loses all other card types and abilities. Turn that mountain upside down. That actually didn't rhyme, but you know what I mean. Moving on, we're going to get Elixirs War's Toll. Not familiar. 4 mana enchantment. Whenever an opponent taps a land for mana, tap all lands that player control. I love it. I love it. If a creature an opponent controls attacks, all creatures that opponent controls attack if able. So, I mean, hey, if you want to play something at sorcery speed on your turn, you're not going to be playing at anything at instant speed on someone else's turn. Also, if you're in a 4-player game, you cast a spell on anyone's turn. That's it. You got to empty your hand on that one player because you're not going to have any mana for the other players. Fantastic idea. Okay, Nolan with Annex. Oh, that's cruel. Oh, this is a cruel one. We're not destroying the land, but we might as well have 4 mana aura, enchant land. You control enchanted land. I mean, it's worse, actually. It's more devastating. At least if we destroyed the land, you know, nobody gets the land. In this case, yeah, we steal the land. Your land is my land now. I totally forgot about this card. Can I make use of this thing? Oh, it's very, very, very... It's so evil. Very devious card. Stealing people's lands? Stealing someone's Urza Saga's got to be a beating. Okay, we go to Lil Deadfly. Feeling sick, so heading out. Oh, see you on the replay. See you later, Lil Deadfly. You could just listen to me while you go to sleep. I can be in your dreams. Well, we're going to donate that super chat. We'll donate it to... You know, Pox, that's not really in the spirit of the show. It's because you lose the land. The land's got to stay in place somehow. See, Annex is really within the spirit of today's show. Okay, well, let's go with Dimitri. I don't understand this show. Valiant Changeling. You do get the super chat. Does this work? 7 mana, 3/3, double strike. No, this doesn't count. Oh boy, Chaos Moon, you get the super chat. You get it. 4 mana enchantment. I'm not reading the ancient scripture. It's too ancient. At the beginning of each upkeep, count the number of permanents. If the number is odd until end of turn, red creatures get +1/+1, and whenever a player taps a mountain for mana, they add an additional red. If the number is even until end of turn, red creatures get -1/-1. And if a player taps a mountain for mana, that mountain produces colorless mana instead of any other type. That's exactly what we're talking about. 50-50, though. It's a very Two-Face-like type of decision around here. Next up, John with Hall of Gemstone. Is them sacking their... But they're losing the land! Look, we're not trying to hurt anyone here, all right? We're just trying to mess with them. We're not trying to hurt anybody, is what I'm trying to get at. Hall of Gemstone, we have a 3-mana enchant world. During each player's upkeep, that player chooses a color. Until end of turn, each mana-producing land produces mana of the chosen color instead of its normal color. Does that mean... Oh, so basically you turn every turn into a monocolor turn. That's fascinating. It does not affect monocolor decks. It's going to be more backbreaking for the 2, 3, 4-color decks. With super chat from Rated Lex. The Pendril Mist Tabernacle little cousin. Huh? Oh, Pendril Mists. Is that the thing that makes you pay or you sack the lands? No, that would be terrible. Pendril Mists. 4 mana. Each creature gains during your upkeep, pay 1 or bury this creature. Not really in the spirit of the show, to be honest. This messes with creatures more than... I mean, you could just say, okay, I don't have no creatures, or I'm just not going to pay. And simple as that. I know where you're going, but, you know, it doesn't directly affect the lands. It indirectly affects lands. We have to donate the super chat. The strip mine's absolutely disqualified. This destroys. We're only messing with people. We're only messing with people. Lewis, contamination. That is more in line. We're gonna give you the super chat. Oh, there's too many cards called contamination. 3 mana. During your upkeep, sack a creature or sacrifice your contamination. Whenever a land is tapped for mana, it produces black instead of its normal type and amount. The Black Blood Moon. Is it all lands? It's all lands. Basics aren't even going to save you. Whenever a land is tapped for mana, I'm surprised this card doesn't see more play. It's a super Blood Moon. Benovsky's trying really hard to go back to basics. I agree. This is a supremely great card. 3 mana enchantment. Non-basic lands don't untap during their controller's untap steps. My friends absolutely hate me when I play this card. Pedgeman with illusionary terrain. Blue, cumulative upkeep of 2. All basic lands of one type become basic lands of a different type of your choice. Interesting. This has got to... I bet this was like... It was probably never a big hoser back then because like cumulative upkeep of 2, that won't last that long. But if you get rid of the cumulative upkeep, that would kill the mono red decks. They love their basic mountain. They're huge into basic mountain. Okay, Christopher B with Twisted... Riddle Keeper? The Twisted Riddler? Oh my god, they're in Eldrazi now. 8 mana 5/5 with Emerge of 7. When you cast this spell, tap up to 2 target permanents, put a stun counter on each of them. Oh, and those permanents, they can also be lands. The hard part is getting this in play at a time, but at a point where it's actually going to matter. Super chat from Dangerous One. Thank you very much. The Naked Singularity. You know, this card gets suggested on the show so often. Does anyone even play it? Anybody? Anybody? Let me know in the comment section below. 5 mana artifact. Cumulative upkeep of 3. If tapped for mana, plains produce red, islands produce green, swamps produce white, mountains produce blue, forests produce black. And guess what? The Wooburg Sliver deck, they just laugh at this card. It's probably getting weaker as time goes on. They can play with all the cards. We've got Akaya, Harbinger of the Seas. The latest of Harbinger of the Seas screws everybody. Screwed more people than anyone else in the world, but not in the way that you're thinking. 3 mana for a 2/2 Merfolk Wizard. Non-basic lands or islands. This is like better than... I guess it's better than Blood Moon at this point. This is like an incredibly common sideboard card in all formats. Old boy's like, I used to play it for fun, the Naked Singularity, but nowadays I don't really want to play Wooburg anymore. Oh, so you played it in a Wooburg deck. But it didn't last that long. It lasted long enough for you to enjoy your friends being so disappointed in you. Okay, Robert's coming with the backup. The Evil Presence. You want redemption, do you, Robert? Robert, don't spam it. I know everyone's spam. You gotta space out those things. You know, I'm trying to take the pedal off the metal of the chat where you don't. I can make it so that you only type one thing every 20 seconds. So it's an honor system around here. Okay, Evil Presence, a black. Enchant land. Enchanted land is a swamp. And you better drain it. Okay, we got... did I get a card from... I thought I got a card from you. Plow Under. Yeah, I did get a card from you. Because we snuck in a second one in there. 5 mana sorcery. Put 2 target lands on top of their owner's library. And it worked... Okay, you know what? No, this is fine. This is good. We're not destroying the lands. You're going to draw them again. It's just really... It's more punishing than it looks. That's for sure. Are taxing effects counted for the show? If it forces them to pay the tax, I will say some taxing effects could work. Make sure you know it works. Steve Cooper with Zozu, the Punisher, punishing you for tapping lands for mana, punishing you for playing the game. 3 mana 2/2. Whenever a land enters the battlefield, Zozu the Punisher deals 2 damage to land's controller. Play lands at your own risk. You need to have this much life in order to play this game. Chows with Nature's Will. 4 mana enchantment. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, tap all lands that player controls and untap all lands you control. I don't know how important the tapping your opponent's lands are. For the whole untapping your lands, you get basically double the mana. Would not be surprised this is like an all-star. You have mana creative growth is underplayed. Well, because that doesn't mess with their lands. That just... You got to read Yavimaya. It makes them forests in addition to what they're doing. So actually, you're just helping them give them more mana than they expected. Next up, we got Kano Mishra's Helix. Question mark. Kano not confident in this one. 5 mana, pay X, tap X lands. That works. God, if someone could pull this off and tap my lands every single turn, that's got to be really real piss off. So frustrating. We got Pablum MDQ with Spreading Seas, spreading the love of islands, spreading the word of the island. There's a lot of people out there, they think Island is the most broken card in all of Magic the Gathering. We only want to spread that love with the Spreading Seas when it comes up. Where are you, Spreading Seas? We can admire Mishra's Helix for a little while longer. Only something as devious from Urza's Saga would tap X all our lands. Oh no! We timed out. Oh no, we're back. Okay, it's a 2 mana enchantment. Enchant land. Enters the battlefield, draw a card. That's good value. Enchant land is an island. So all we're doing is spreading the love of the islands with everyone, with the Spreading Seas. Almond, Winter Orb. Is this like a CEDH staple? Can't tell if this is good in that format, because it's a 2 mana artifact. As long as Winter Orb is untapped, players can't untap more than 1 land during their untap step. But here's the deal. You use all your mana rocks anyway. I don't know how much it matters. Next, let's take a look at... No, break the ice is rude. It blows up lands. We're not blowing up any lands around here. We're messing with the lands. We're messing with their mana. We're gonna bring pain to... We're gonna bring a pain to their face, but we're not gonna make them feel like the card needs to be banned. Next, John with the Nether Void. Messes with math needed for spells. Four mana, World Enchantment. Whenever a player plays a spell, counter it unless its controller pays 3. Not really within the spirit of the show. It's like they still have their mana. So it's got to be like a really let me think about this. Nah, you know what? I probably have to ban all the taxing cards. All the taxing cards would not be like if it says you have to pay like a very specific color for their tax. I think I could get behind that in a weird way. I don't know if any of those cards exist though. So we're gonna donate to Liquid Soulfly. You can have the super chat. Richard Import. This card used to be good a long time ago. I like this art. I like the OG art more though. I love the OG. Oh, I don't know. I get the feels when I look at this card. Tap to add 1 colorless mana to your mana pool, but you can pay 1 to tap target land. It's so elegant and so simple. Pay 2 your mana to screw over 1 of somebody else's. But their 1 matters more than your 2, and that's all that matters. Okay, Dimitri is like, okay, now I understand. Alpine Moon. For a combo while naming Cavernous Souls. Okay, for a red, as it enters the battlefield, choose a non-basic land name. Lands your opponents control with the chosen name lose all land types and abilities, and they add 1 mana of any color. What? But we're fixing their mana. So like, yeah, we screw over the ability of the card, but we're not actually screwing up the mana. We're actually helping their mana in some capacity. Okay, next. Who doesn't have a card yet? Where's our NCY people up? Ultima. Origin of Oblivion. Kaboom! 5 mana, 4/4 God. Flying. When Ultima attacks, put a blight counter on target land. For as long as that land has a blight counter on it, it loses all land types and abilities and has tap, add a colorless. And whenever you tap a land for colorless, add an additional colorless. So whenever it attacks, you put a blight counter on a land. Fascinating. Everything turns colorless. Everything's gonna turn incredibly bleak. Do I have a bleak sound effect here? This is pretty bleak. All your manas, they go down the tubes. You gotta start painting with black and white now. Neon gray with Kukemsa? Is that really a card? I'm gonna look up Kukem. Oh, this is a real card. Oh, sorry. This is the pirate. This is the serpent. What does the serpent do? 4 mana for a 4/3 island home. Can anyone know what island home is without reading this card? I can't. That's why I'm going to read it. If defending player controls no island, the creature cannot attack. Oh, thank God. I thought if they don't have no island, we're going to sack this card. But if we control no islands, we sack the card. Pay a blue, sack an island. Target land an opponent controls is an island until end of turn. We just have to sack our islands. What did we do? Did we like lunge and throw an island at them? Like a water balloon? Turiat, Pygmy Hippo. Two mana for a 2/2 Hippopotamus. If it attacks and it's not blocked, you can choose to have it deal no combat damage. If you do, defending player draws all mana from their lands, and then the mana pool is empty. After combat, add an equal amount of colorless mana to your mana pool. It's eating the mana. It's an Eldrazi, for crying out loud. It probably gave birth to Emrakul. Muhammad, land equilibrium. Oh, this might sack lands. Okay, 4 mana. If an opponent who controls the least as many lands as you do would put a land onto the battlefield, that player instead puts that land onto the battlefield, then sacrifices a land. You know what? I'm gonna count this. I'll tell you why. Because it doesn't immediately do anything. So, but it will I mean, if you want to sack your land, that's up to you. The choice is yours. I didn't force you to do it, though. I didn't force you. Don't get so greedy with your mana base. Argentina wants capsize. You want to bounce lands? Is this like so yeah, this and Boomerang I think are the only cards that can bounce lands back to hand. If we can get there. Oh, my NCY crowd is speaking up. That's right. You know what? Everyone has a chance to get on this show. It's pay to win, but it's also it's a free roll. It's a complete free roll to play. Why are we timing out so much? Oh, wait, capsize, 3 mana, instant. Return target permanent to its owner's hand, but it's got buyback of 3. So if your opponent has 1 land in play and you have 6, they're probably in a really bad spot because for 3 extra mana, you can keep buying it back to your hand and keep bouncing the permanent every single turn. It'll be really bad for them. Next, let's get Raznab. Jinx! The League of Legends character? That's not Jinx. Just look at those pants. Okay, with 2 mana, instant. Target land becomes a basic land type of your choice until end of turn. Draw a card at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep. That's not bad, actually. I sort of like this card. It's a cantrip. It becomes a basic land. Yeah, so like we could screw around with one person's mana. For one turn, we're slowing them down. It's a tempo play around here. It's not that bad. Beefy with Overburden. Yeah, what a waste of a great card name. I mean, it's simple, it's elegant, and it's really mediocre. What do you expect? It came from Homelands. Okay, Overburden, 2 mana enchantment. Whenever a player puts a creature card into play, that player returns a land they control back to their hand. Oh no! Oh no! Whenever whoa! Oh, it has to be a card? Oh, tokens don't count. I was like, wow, this screws over the token players. They're not gonna like this one. No, it has to be. It's a non-token card. They actually specify it in the in the future here. See, whenever a player puts a non-token creature onto the battlefield, they return a land. They had it all figured out, in my opinion. Do we have a super chat here? We do, from Elixir. Thank you very much for your super chat. Shifting Borders. Is this like gerrymandering? 4 mana, instant arcane. Exchange control of 2 target lands. Interesting. Your land is my land, and my land is your land. Splice onto arcane. Could be very frustrating if you could splice onto arcane. I wouldn't know how to do that, even if you gave me an arcane and splice onto arcane spell. Or no, sorry. Yeah, you gave me an arcane spell to splice onto. Fox Clouds, Dream Thrush. Oh, it's this thing. 2 mana, 1/1 flyer. Target land becomes a land of the basic land type of your choice until end of turn. That's neat. Pass the turn. At your upkeep, I'm gonna tap. That mountain is now, it's a plains. I know you can't use plains in your deck. Evan, Quicksilver Fountain. A lot of people say I'm supposed to play this card. It's rough because they stay islands for as long as the counter's on the land. Yeah, but there's a point where if you lose Quicksilver Fountain, you're gonna lose all the islands. Or lose all the counters. 3 mana artifact. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, put a flood counter on target non-island island they control. That land is an island for as long as it has a flood counter on it. At end of turn, if all lands in play are islands, remove all flood counters from them. Oh, but then we just do this all over again. We recycle. We play this game going on and on and on for forever. Trent Sims, Storm Cauldron. What's up with Storm? Fun in Landfall. 5 mana artifact. Each player may play an additional land during each of their turns. That helps them. Whenever a land is tapped for mana, return it to its owner's hand. Ooh, very devious, Trent Sims. It's like you may have an extra land, but if you tap the land for mana, you must return it back to your hand. There's always a catch. Burmanix is like, does Heartless Summoning count? Or, well, cost reduction doesn't mess with their lands, right? Or their mana, right? We're trying to mess with someone else's mana. I put there in, we got the there in the title, not your. We did Spreading Seas. Spreading Seas has been done. This is a creative one. Collector Roof. You got Mox Opal, you got Mox Amber, you got Soul Ring, Mana Vault, Mana Crypt. If you have Mana Crypt, you should be banned. Collector Roof, 2 mana, 2/2. Activated abilities of artifacts can't be activated. And you know, if you're pissed off at this card, well, you're the one basically borderline cheating with all the mana, all right? All those mana artifacts. Play good old-fashioned lands, like Grandpa used to. Okay, Pacers Fan Forever with Null Rod. It's artifact version of Collector Roof. Unfortunately, on the reserve list. Pay 2 mana, activated abilities of artifacts can't be activated. And that's why we've got Collector Roof, baby. That's not on the reserve list. Make it a creature, make it green. And the reserve list people, they will not care. Vorn collects. Voice of Hunger. Does this have anything to do with today's show? 8 mana, 7/6, trample. Whenever you tap a land for mana, add 1 mana to your mana pool of any land. Whenever an opponent taps a land for mana, that land... Oh, it doesn't untap during its controller's untaps? That absolutely works. What is it? It just stuns it. Stuns their lands. Who else is no card yet? Corbinick's still looking for a card, I think. Al is like, have we done Choke? Choke! 3 mana. Enchantment. Islands don't untap during their controller's untap steps. So, I mean, imagine Harbinger of the Seas plus this card. I don't know why you would do that. I don't know why you would do that, but it would hurt. It would double hurt. William with Mana Breach. They breach the mana? 3 mana enchantment. Whenever a player plays a spell, that player returns a land they control to their owner's hand. Oh, God. Imagine just playing a deck full of these cards. Like everyone's like naming these things now. Whoa, we got Mana Breach. What else do we have? Storm Cauldron. That's got to be a really frustrating deck to play against. Even the landfall decks might be like thinking twice about this interaction. They're like, this is great. I get the land back to my hand. Oh wait, this is awful. I have too many lands in my hand. I'm gonna discard to hand size. Toads with Terra Eternal. This is a 3-mana enchantment. All lands, they're indestructible. This doesn't mess with the mana. You're actually making them invincible. This is a fascinating card. I've never heard of this card. You know, everyone complains. Everyone's a huge whiner about like land destruction. And then like, whoops. And then you look at the price of this card, 58 cents. If you want protection from Armageddon, you get your Terra Eternal. In fact, you might be able to combo with this card. Terra Eternal plus Armageddon, that's a bad combo that actually works. It's hilarious. Jess quickly says, Nikachu needs money. If you give him $450, he will ship you a signed Magic pack. I will do that. For $450, I would do that all day. If someone wants to keep paying me that much for a booster pack signed by me. Julio, have we mentioned Damping Sphere? Okay, now that is a way better. No, we haven't done that one. That one's that's not a bad one. So it's a 2-mana artifact. This is a great example of a tax that also qualifies for the show. If a land is tapped for 2 or more mana, instead it produces only one colorless instead of any other type and amount. Each spell a player casts costs 1 more to cast for each other spell that a player has cast this turn. This is particularly good versus any land that a single land that taps from like the soul lands, Simic Growth Chamber. Screw them all. Damping Sphere. Almond coming in hot with another super chat. Would Bend or Break work for this? Let's take a look. 4-mana sorcery. Each player separates all land cards they control into 2 face-up piles. For each player, an opponent chooses a pile. Destroy all lands in that pile. Tap all lands in the other pile. No, we can't. We destroy. It's too harsh. We're not trying to blow up the lands. People don't like the lands being blown up. But frankly, they don't like their lands being messed with at all. But that's all we're doing today. We're not trying to hurt anybody. We're not trying to hurt anybody. Next. Okay, so we're gonna donate that super chat to a Blackbird, Night Creep. This person's gonna get themselves arrested. Black instant. Until end of turn, all creatures become black and all lands become swamps. Only until end of turn, though. This is the type of card that'd be interesting if it was permanent. Everything becomes a swamp. It really becomes Urborg. Next, we've got Shimmer. Oh, 4 mana. When you play Shimmer, choose a land type. All lands of the chosen type gain phasing. Oh no! Oh no! So what they gain, the lands just phase in and out you basically have your lands once every second turn. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Okay, Matt wants, does Zerta... Let's look, this is Zerta Ancient count messes with the mana in a good way. No, it's gotta mess with it in a bad way. You said the Ancient? 5 mana for a 7/5. Whenever a player taps a land for mana, that player adds 1 mana to their mana pool of any type that land... Nope. We're not trying to help anyone here. This is not a help show. This is we're trying to make someone frustrated show. Oh, do you hear that sound? Oh, it must mean it's time to thank our sponsors today, starting with FusionGamingOnline.com. And deal of the week this week, save 15% off all sleeves. You need sleeves, or you should be using sleeves. Unless you're from 1993 to 1995, maybe you play unsleeved. That's just your jam. Otherwise, you can also pre-order your cards from Edge of Eternities and also get your Final Fantasy cards while they're still hot, and they're getting hotter. Sephiroth is a super hot card. Not to mention, you can use coupon code Nikachu to get 5% off everything, all your purchases using, coupon code Nikachu. It supports the channel. Go get some really annoying mana screwing cards with this coupon code. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards online. Why would you want to rent cards online? Well, it's cheaper if you want to play like every single deck in existence. Don't worry about the ban list because your cards don't get banned. Mana Traders cards get banned. And you get that competitive edge. If there's a new breakout deck, well, screw it. You don't need to work hard to buy up all the cards. You just rent them all with Mana Traders. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below. Don't forget, use coupon code Nikachu_OWS to get 40% cash back on your 3rd month subscription. Okay, back to Screw All Lands. Today and to Sunday. We did that one. We did Naked Singularity. Goblin Grenade. Encroach. Instill some nervous energy to 1v1 match. A bit on the rude side. Look at this guy in the picture. It's all rude. All rude, all day, all long. Where's this proper sound effect for this guy? Oh, yeah. I wouldn't trust that guy. Black Sorcery. Look at target player's hand and choose a non-basic land card from it. That player discards that card. That is actually pretty unique. There's not a whole lot of cards that can specifically discard lands. I mean, they could be lost before they even make a single land drop. Corbinic is like, oh my god, I'm happy that's not in Pauper. Just play mono blue deck. What is this, a rare? It's an uncommon. It's a very unusual uncommon. Real different. Upheaval. Upheaval. Bounce everything back to their hand. All the permanents, including the lands. You can get your lands, but only one at a time. Does mana barbs count? Yeah, I'll count mana barbs. Make you think twice about tapping those lands. 4 mana enchantment. When you tap a land for mana, it's going to deal 1 damage to you. I mean, how much 1 damage do you want to take around here? Alex. Cyclopean Tomb. Cyclopean Tomb. Oh, I've seen this eyeball before. 4 mana artifact. Pay 2, tap, put a Mire counter on target non-swamp land. That land, it's now a swamp for as long as it has a Mire counter on it. Activate the ability only during your upkeep. Very unusual timing. When the tomb is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, at the beginning of each of your upkeeps for the rest of the game, remove all Mire counters from a land that a Mire counter was put onto with Cyclopean Tomb. But that a Mire counter has not been removed from with Cyclopean Tomb. I don't get it. This first paragraph, I understand that perfectly fine. The second paragraph, this soup. It's absolute soup. It looks almost AI generated, and in a bad way, like it went off the rails. Disqualified! This is not a real card! It's on the reserve list. It's so strange. Okay, we got super chats up the wazoo coming through. Drain power. Thank you so much, Pacers fan forever. Blue sorcery. Target player activates a mana ability of each land they control, then empties the mana pool. Add mana to your mana pool equal to the type and amount emptied from that player's mana pool. Fascinating. It's literally, it should just be called drain mana. We're taking their power. Kana with the Curse of Merit Lage. Merit Lage. You know, somehow I thought this was going to be like a land. 5 mana enchantment. When the Curse of Merit Lage comes into play, tap all islands. Islands don't untap during their controller's untap phases. No! This is almost as bad as Boil. Comes into play, tap all islands. Islands. It's not modern legal, hence I guess that's why I've never seen this before. It's like worse than Boil. Because it's permanently in play. It's like boiling my islands for forever. Very ugly card. Corbinic, mana short. Does this card even work the way we want it to work anymore? Like, this is a very old card. Instant for 3 mana. Tap all lands target player controls and that player loses all unspent mana. I guess it works. It was probably worked better like back in the day, though. Next up. Okay, Kudzo. Okay, Toad's trying to get in the show. Kudzu. Man, this person, you know, just took a nap in some leaves and all of a sudden they became part of the vegetation. 3 mana aura, enchant land. The land, when enchanted land becomes tapped, destroy it. Well, disqualified. That land's controller attaches Kudzo to a land of their choice. We're not trying to destroy the lands. No destruction today. We don't want to hurt anyone. Territorial dispute by Elixir. Where is it? There it is. 6 mana. Players can't play lands. That's awful. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice territorial dispute unless you sacrifice a land. So this plus ramp cards equals everyone's screwed. This is almost worse than blowing up the lands. Kudzo is a vine that grows very fast. Ah, yeah. Don't sleep around that Kudzo. We got Chows with Omo. Queen of Vesuva. It technically requires other cards to make use of it, but it has possibilities. 3 mana, 1/5. Enters the battlefield or attacks. Put in everything counter on each of up to 1 target land and up to 1 target creature. Each land with an everything counter on it is every land type. In addition to its other types, each non-land creature with an everything counter on it is every creature type. This is not hurt. Yeah, you need like it needs to be this plus boil or something. I guess I already get the idea. Okay, Argentina, mana web. The Web of Mana. 3 mana for an artifact. Whenever a land target opponent controls is tapped for mana. Tap all lands they control that can produce any type of mana that land can produce. Whenever any land, tap all lands they control that can produce. Oh, so like, oh, I see. So if you tap for red, you have to tap all the red lands. Tap for blue, tap all the blue lands. What about tapping for colorless? How about that one? Pace of Fan Forever. I think we did Alpine Moon. It was gotten already. I mean, you didn't get sniped. I mean, I just don't think you were here early enough to know about it. We're gonna donate your super chat. We're gonna donate to Eman Delcisser. Political trickery. Three mana sorcery. Choose target land you control and target land an opponent controls. Oh, we're doing a switcheroo. Exchange control of those lands. This is a reserve list card? This is a fascinating card. Land you control and target land an opponent controls. I can steal their land. But we don't net anything is the problem. Just trying to figure out how can I make use of this card. I like it. I like it. I didn't know it existed. Never heard of it. You know, I actually, learning this show, there's a lot of cards that swap, which can actually almost be as good as destroying something. I don't think I don't know what this copy land does, but I doubt it actually hurts anybody. Next, let's look at Kaden with the Blanket of Night. Argentina says, exchange land you need to use Thawing Glaciers to bounce your own. Blanket of Night is 3 mana enchantment. Each mana producing land is a swamp in addition to its normal land type. Oh, it's only an addition. It actually does. It needs to like turn the thing into a swamp. Each land is a swamp in addition, so that you're actually helping people. You're giving them the glory of black. They won't lose so much life when they cast their Dismember or something. Nikachu is a wet blanket of night. I am in today's show. Okay, next super chat. Let's look at Pacers Fans Forever Contamination. Oh, we did this one too. You got screwed again. Yeah, I saw your next one. We haven't done that one, so that just a heads up. That one's safe. That's a good one. Raptor with Wings, Reality Twist. So you're oh no, didn't we do this one? No, we didn't do this one. We did the other one. So you get the super chat. Blue, blue, blue. Commutative upkeep also for 3 mana. Instead of the normal mana, plains produce red, swamps produce green, mountains produce white, and forests produce black. Oh, islands still produce islands. I guess so you can help pay the commutative upkeep. Can we do Scald if not done? Scald? Never heard of it. 2 mana enchantment. Whenever a player taps an island for mana, it deals 1 damage to that player. Ooh, it burns! You're boiling my my islands around here. Julio with Infernal Darkness. Infernal. 4 mana enchantment. Commutative upkeep, pay black and 1 life. That's not too hard. Oh no, it is hard. It's cumulative. If a land is tapped for mana, it produces black instead of any other type. If land is tapped for mana. Yeah, that's right. There is a world. I mean, there's a world if you set this up properly, you're gonna just absolutely kill somebody. Next super chat, we're gonna get Almond's Citadel of Pain. Three mana enchantment. At the end of each player's turn, Citadel of Pain deals X damage to that player, where X is the number of untapped lands they control. I can barely allow this. It doesn't directly screws with their mana, but it will prevent them from like tapping. Oh no! Oh wait a minute. These days you can just tap. Oh, but then if you tap the lands, you don't get your mana. That's right. Beautiful. Very beautiful card. Very elegant. Okay, hold on. Okay, well, let's get bulky. Ritual of Subdual. Ritual of Subby. We have a 6-mana enchantment, commutative upkeep of 2. If a land is tapped for mana, it produces colorless mana instead of any other types. Man, all these with commutative upkeep. Why'd they produce so many of them? Did they even see any play at the time? I don't think so. Next super chat from Kagan Wellspring. Just Wellspring. 3-mana enchant land. When it comes into play, you gain control of enchanted land. That's right, it's ours now. At the beginning of each of your turns, gain control of enchanted land. Huh? Hold on, at the end. Sorry. At the end of each of your turns, lose control of enchanted land. At the beginning of each of your turns, gain control of land. What does that mean? What do you mean lose control? Oh, so you lose control, so you give it back. It's almost like phasing. It's like you give it phasing for each other. Next, let's take Algot's Mana Abundance. Have you ever seen Abundance? Disqualified, not super chat. Not real. No card yet from Guiltleaf Archdruid. Five mana for a 3/3 Elf Druid. Whenever you play a Druid spell, you draw a card. Tap 7 untapped Druids you control. Gain control of all lands target player controls. Oh, good God. How to make someone quit Magic. Guiltleaf Archdruid. Just the rage quit out of the room. Delete your name on their phone. Okay, we got Pacers, Fan Forever's Karma. I thought Karma was a red card. I totally forgot. 4-mana enchantment. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, Karma deals damage to that player equal to the number of swamps they control. Oh, I see. Be careful how many swamps you have on the battlefield. Each player's upkeep. This plus Urborg. It's going to be a bad time for everybody. We did choke already. Reznab with Solfatara. Solfa. 3-mana instant. Target player cannot play any land cards during this... they can't play any land cards this turn. Draw a card at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep. Ha! Swiped! Stole your land drop. Swiped it away from them. Okay. What is with this Thalia and the Gitrog? Okay, Kelduin. Thalia and the Gitrog monster. 4 mana for a 4/4. First strike, death touch. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. Creatures and non-basic lands your opponents control, they enter the battlefield tapped. And whenever Thalia and the Gitrog monster attack, sack a creature or land, then draw a card. You're going to play in slow mode. Everything comes into play tapped. I hate that ability. That makes me so angry. Next we've got... okay, Magnum with Erosion. It's all these old cards. Every single one. I don't know what this ancient scripture does, so I'm not even going to trust it. Blue, aura, enchant land. At the beginning of the upkeep of enchanted land's controller, destroy that land, and thus the player pays 1 or 1 life. Okay, I'll allow this because they'll always have a life. They could always pay a life instead of keeping the land. Or even pay the 1, which will siphon their mana. I'll barely allow it. Ooh, Rising Waters. I played this for a little while. 4 mana. Lands don't untap during their controller's untap steps, but at the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player untaps a land they control. What? I thought lands don't untap. Oh yeah, sorry. Lands don't untap during their controller's untap steps. All right, they can untap in other places. Magic Nation. How about Sinkhole? Destroys lands. Disqualified. We're not trying to hurt anyone here. We're just screwing with them. In some cases, they probably would have been happier with their lands blown up than stolen, though. I play Rising Waters in my command zone. It's called Hokori. That sounds awful. Sounds very evil. William, Desolation. This is a 3-mana enchantment. At the beginning of each turn, each player who tapped a land for mana during that turn sacrifices a land. What? If a plains is sacrificed this way, Desolation deals 2 damage to that plains controller. At the end of each turn, each player who tapped a land for mana. Okay, I will allow this because it actually just prevents them from playing anything. They don't have to tap the land if they don't want to. Like, they're not forced to sacrifice anything. We did Winter Orb, yeah. Can we count Teferi's Realm, says Bryce. What goes on in Teferi's Realm? Is that like his home? 3 mana. It's an enchant world. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player chooses artifacts, creatures, lands, or global enchantments. All cards of that type phase out. Absolutely, that counts. 1,000,000,000%. Say goodbye to all the lands. Hold on. Player chooses artifacts, creatures, or lands. And it also hits the artifacts too, just in case you have mana producing artifacts. Did Toads get a card yet? Winter's Night. All I remember is I disqualified all your cards. We have another Christopher B here. It must be the sock account of the original Christopher B. 3 mana for an enchant world. Whenever a player taps a snow land for mana, that player adds 1 mana to their mana pool of any type that land produced. The land doesn't untap during their controller's next untap. So I do allow that. I can allow that. A little bit of upside up front, a little bit of downside on the backside. Okay, what does the other Christopher B want? I missed this show so much. Was Storm Cauldron mentioned? Yeah, we got Storm Cauldron. Oh, you missed the stream. It's okay. You can miss the show too. Ryan Yancey. I'm assuming Stasis was named. It was not. Stasis, 2 mana. Players skip their untap steps. At the beginning of your upkeep, sack Stasis unless you pay a blue. Squiggly Boy. Pretty neat avatar. Does cards that change the colors of lands count? That is 100% what this show is about. This is all that show is about. 100%, yeah. We want all of it. Corbinek with Power Sync. Maybe a power move. Blue X, counter target spell unless its controller pays X. If they don't, that player taps all lands with mana abilities they control and empties the mana pool. That was a power move now, was it? Wasn't it? Oh my god, opposition. I love this card. Wish this was modern. I don't think I would play it in modern, but I wish the card existed. 4 mana enchantment, tap an untapped creature you control, tap target artifact, creature, or land. Damn. Why can't we have this in Modern? Looks so cool. It's so cool. Trent Sims is like, Stasis, when you want your players to hate you. when you try to get some, how do I put it? When you need to get a certain play group to stop inviting you all the time. They're messaging so much. Stasis has such strange art. I can't remember what... There's a big story behind this art, but I don't remember what it was. Has something to do with, like, Richard Garfield's cousin or something? I can't remember. It has a random story. Poxy with Psychic Venom. It's gonna hurt to tap that land for mana. 2-mana enchant land. When the land is tapped, it deals 2 damage to that enchanted land's controller. Dark Assassins with the Trench Gnomes. Sorry, the Quorum Trench Gnomes. 4 mana. 1/1. Oh my god, this is so expensive. Tap, target planes produces colorless instead of planes until the end of the game. It produces colorless mana. If target planes is tapped for mana, it produces colorless mana instead of white. That's crazy. Actual planes hate. That flavor text on opposition is top. Exhausting a wizard can be exhausting work. there was like a funny caption to it was, what's it called? You know that guy Wint? So someone took a Wint caption and says like shut up, said the it was like shut the F up, says the idiot, and then no, you shut the hell up, says the wise old man, and they just threw it on this card. And I thought it was hilarious. You shut up. Nolan with piracy. Everyone not part of the show yet? I know there's some lurkers out there. There's a lot of people. Blue sorcery. This turn you may tap lands you don't control to help pay for your spells. That doesn't even work anymore. It doesn't work at all. There's no mana burn. There's like nothing. No, actually, okay, sorry. It does help. Because if you do play this card, you'll force them to just tap their lands when they don't want to. Alex Bruce with the Pale Moon. 2-mana instant. Until end of turn, if a player taps a non-basic land for mana, it produces colorless mana instead of its normal type. Why not? Yeah, we mentioned Naked Singularity. It's quite naked. In fact, I think 4 people have mentioned Naked Singularity. Trent Sims wants another one. Yurlock. Yurlock of Scorch Thrash. He brings mana burn back. Oh! 4 mana, 4/4 vigilance. A player losing unspent mana causes a player to lose that much life. Use your mana up, folks. Out of curiosity, if we brought mana burn back, would it be the end of the game? Like, would it really be all that bad? I think we should bring mana burn back. It was to like originally it was to expand the horizons of design space, but I think we've gone too far. We need to now shrink it. If you making that much mana, you use it. If you don't use it, then you're gonna lose life in response to it. Oh, definitely some things would change because I constantly see people like lose their mana for no reason. They gotta feel that burn. Messing with the mana today, are we? We absolutely tan pineapple. He adds mana to other players' mana pool too. Yeah. Corbinic with Mickelson Lattice. Six mana artifact. All permanents are artifacts in addition to other types. All cards that aren't on the battlefield, spells and permanents are colorless. Players may spend mana as though it were mana of any color. Actually, no, this is qualified. Actually, it doesn't mess with mana. Actually, in some way, supports mana. Because you can, players may spend mana as though it were mana of any color. So it actually fixes mana. Where's Christopher B? Wants the third card. A living plane. Making them creatures delays their use as mana sources. Surely that works. Oh, yeah, you know what? I think you're right. 100%. Summoning Sickness. All lands are 1/1 creatures that are still lands. Play a land from your hand. Summoning Sickness, baby. Goblin's like, I say bring back Ante. Yeah, what a way to get the Wizards of the Coast in trouble with all the gambling laws in the world. Real different with Confounding Conundrum. This card is aged like absolute sour milk. Can't believe how scared we were at the time of this card. 2-mana enchantment. Enters the battlefield, draw a card. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under an opponent's control, if that player had another land enter the battlefield under their control this turn, they return a land they control back to their hand. Bounce them lands back. Let's be honest, prize money is Ante. Nah, it's not the same. It's won through skill, mostly. Mostly skill. Do you hear about Uno? Oh, yeah, they're now going to be in casinos. Yeah, I did hear about Uno. That's hilarious. That is very, very, very funny. Yeah, Ante is gambling, so it'd make the paid tournaments mostly illegal. Which is very funny, because the entire Yu-Gi-Oh! Series is about Ante. Like, you're playing for Ante all the way to the finals. This is the premise of the entire series. Bell coming here at the end. Conversion. Mountain hate. A lot of mountain hate here today. Played in my sideboard in pre-modern. This is worth it? Oh yeah, I guess so. There's mono red decks out there. 4-mana enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice conversion unless you pay double white. All mountains, they're plains now. Now, this is at least not commutative upkeep, so you can at least pay this thing. It's not the worst thing in the world. EA is allowed to let kids gamble. Why not Magic? Only through opening boosters. Boosters are all legal. Mycosynth Lattice, Ankar, and the Great Creator. I know, that is a combo, but it's not a one-card combo. Isn't buying booster packs gambling? Don't tell that to the who would care about that? I don't know if it would be like the I don't know what governing body that they would get in trouble with, but yes, someone in the government is not going to be happy to hear about that. And it's just I think what Wizards is trying to do is they're trying to milk this dry before the government catches on, like, big time. Price of Progress. Nah, I'm not feeling that one. That's just a big burn spell. Magic the Gathering in the casinos. Okay, yeah, they'll once Wizards gets busted for the random booster pack crap, then they'll be like, okay, just F it. Let's start allowing people to bet on other players, and we'll get Ante and we'll get ourselves in the casino. We'll be old enough for it by then anyway. We did plow under. We didn't do drought. Four-mana enchantment. During your upkeep, pay double white or destroy drought. Before a spell that requires black as part of its casting cost may be cast, or an ability that requires black as part of its activation cost may be played, the controller of that spell or ability sacrifices a swamp for each black in the spell's casting cost, or the ability's activation cost. What? I didn't actually catch any of this. Made no damn sense to me whatsoever. Spells cost an additional sacrifice a swamp to cast for each black mana symbol in their mana cost. Oh yeah, okay. Activated abilities cost an additional sacrifice a swamp. That's crazy. But it'll count because they're not actually forced to sacrifice anything. It's up to them. They probably shouldn't do that though. This is why MTG doesn't recognize the secondary market. That's right. When you buy a booster, you know what you're guaranteed to get in that booster? A rare, 3 uncommons or something. Sorry, it's a rare or a mythic, 3 uncommons and a bunch of commons, and an art card, and maybe a foil these days. Ante self-regulates ban list. No bans necessary. You bet what you're willing to lose. I guess so. Some bizarre way. Magic going full anti-gambling mode and changing the game age from 13 plus to 18 plus. Hey, 18 plus in the United States and Canada. In some other countries, it's hard banned, and in some other countries, it's like 21 plus. Hard banned. Okay, do we got? What? I can't remember what Flash Fires does. I could have swore it blew up lands though. Destroy all planes, disqualified. That's rude. That's too rude. Oh, this is a good one. Temporal Adept. This is a good one to end the show on. 3 mana for a 1/1. It's a human wizard. And for triple blue, tap, return target permanent to its owner's hand. Boing! Just boing it back. What a great show. Thanks, everyone, for showing up here at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. You want to be part of the show, too, on weekdays. And thanks, everyone who supports the show. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or you super chat to be part of the show, or even super chat so other people are part of the show. And of course, thank you very much, everyone, for being here, giving me all your suggestions. People like Roy, Matthew Green, Steve Cooper, Goblin, Grundle, Raznab, Christopher B, Corbinek, Argentina, Squiggly Boy. We got Old Boy and Old Boy. We got Squiggly Boy. We got Old Boy. We got Trent Sims, Bell, Adam, John. We have the other Christopher B. Kano, Poxy, Bob Talks Bridge. Bob Talks Bridge, always here. Never suggests anything, but that's okay. I appreciate the lurkers. Matthew Green. We got William. So as usual, my coffee and more. Keep bringing those coffees. Keep bringing those coffees, Coffee Crew, and we'll keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.